Hello. Hi guys, it's me again. I'm International Master Russel Sim of Malaysia. So today I will share with you the ways that we can improve our XiangQi. So apart from practicing your opening, practicing in the end game is equally important. So again, I will be using this Tian Tian XiangQi platform, and today I will be using my student's account. Um, he lent it to me so that I could use it to show to you guys how do we normally practice our end game. So now I will start from level 1. As you can see, my student himself has successfully challenged to up to level 60. There's still half of them available. If I'm not mistaken, there's 120 levels. Yep, 120. So, in order for us to understand Xiangqi better and as the foundation, you have to make sure you have mastered the end game and can play all the correct moves in an instant. So let's challenge level 1. And in this board right now, we can see that black basically can kill red in just one move. And we can see that now this king over here is very uh, in very is threatened and can be checkmated so easily because black's king is controlling the land over here, meaning that black's king cannot move this land or else they will meet each other, which is not allowed in Xiangqi. And black can also fully utilize the pawn over here with the help of from the knight or the horse, in which the pawn can play p7 to 6. So moving this pawn here can go for checkmate. Okay, so meaning that red can no longer rescue the king over here. So what red needs to do right now is to kill black before black kills him. All right. So from what we can see here right now, our pawn here have successfully uh, forced the king to go to the third floor, which is at the upper fortress, and the king is no longer movable. If black's chariot is not at this lane, basically red can play a rook at -2 to go for a checkmate. However, if I play this move, black will use its rook to take. You see? So my chariot will be taken and there is no longer any chance for red to win the game. So what should I do? So I have to study and observe to see whether red have any good position or any chances of killing black. So I will first ask myself this question: why, in the first place, for this puzzle, red's chariot is placed at this position behind the king. So what can I do over here? And why is my other chariot is placed at the second lane? So if you have already figured it out, in order to go for the killing move, there are times when we need to sacrifice the chariot. And usually in Xiangqi, we are very obliged or we felt honored to sacrifice the chariot in order to go for the checkmate. So right now, I will utilize the weakness of this king at the upper fortress and see how I can kill him. So first of all, I will sacrifice my chariot over here. As you can see, the computer will immediately take using the advisor, as that is the only move to prevent a checkmate. And since I have successfully force the advisor to give way. So now I can use my chariot to go for a checkmate by moving my chariot behind. So this is a checkmate because black king cannot take my chariot as it is already protected by the pawn, and this is what we call a checkmate. All right, level one is of course very simple. So in today's video, I will basically maybe play 10 puzzles. Then we go for a normal game. All right. So right now, in this level two puzzle, we can see that red chariot is placed at the end file and the horse is over here. So black basically have only needs one move to go for a checkmate because red's king is already trapped at the side, meaning that if black can use his chariot to come here, move 8 steps forward, he can go for a kill. So in order for red to win, I have two pieces here which can go for a check. So the question is, which piece should I move first? Should I use the horse to go for a check first, or should I use the chariot to go for a check? Which one will allow me to go for the kill? Have you figured it out? So if I accidentally use my chariot to check first, and black will certainly lower his advisor to defend his king, and at the same time giving his chariot on the fourth file to defend this lane, making red unable to go for a check. And we all know at this point of time, red is already at a losing end. So meaning that red cannot play like this. So in order for us to go for a checkmate, there are many times in XiangQi, we have to make sure the consequence is right, the sequence is right. Sorry. So I will go for a knight 4 plus 3 first. I'll use the knight to go for a check first. And after the king have moved out, and coincidentally, black's chariot is preventing the king from moving up. So I will go for the kill. So that is how we can fully utilize the chariot and the knight. Okay, let's move to level 3. Sorry that each time when I finish a puzzle, the system will automatically move me to the latest level because my student has already achieved level 60. Okay, this is another interesting puzzle. So the system is actually besides challenging the beginners, is also educating you. So in this puzzle, as we can see here, red has 2 pawns over here, but black still has an advisor to prevent red from moving the pawn to the central. If I move it to the central, it will be taken by the advisor and there's no longer any chance for me to win. So in order for red to win, I have to use the help from the king. And how do I do that? So in the beginning, I will first move my king to the fourth lane to support the pawn over here so that my pawn can take the advisor here. If I take it immediately, the king can just take it back and I will be sacrificing my pawn for nothing. All right. So I will use the help of the king because like I said in the earlier level, the king cannot meet each other, and that is why I will move my king to this land. I will notice that black will just sacrifice the pawn. Why does the computer play this way? It's actually there is no other solution for black. So now the computer, what it's trying to do is to delay the kill. So of course I will take it. And of course it is sacrificing the pawn again to lure my king taking it so that it can delay the kill, but there is no need for me to do so. So I can actually just lift up my king to the third, or I want to lower it also can, but in order to queue faster. All right, I will just move my king to the third floor, and finally I can use my pawn to go for the queue. All right, very simple, right? So again, this is a reminder for all beginners that if you can somehow advance your pawn all the way into the fortress here, you are in a very good chance of winning the game. Okay, so make sure you appreciate your pawn. Don't simply let your opponent take it in the mid game. Who knows? In the end game, you have the chance of killing your opponent like the way just now. Okay, let's go for level 4 and see what we have here. Oh, another very interesting puzzle is challenge the beginner whether you know how to utilize your chariot, your knight, and your cannon to go for a kill. And of course, as we can see for Red's for King's position right now is basically in a very critical situation, as Black can easily go for a kill with the horse over here, the knight. The chariot can just play chariot 4 plus 1, checkmate, or chariot 4 to 5, also a checkmate. So there's basically no way for red to defend. So in order to win this game, I have to kill black first. And as we all know, for the cannon to go for a check, you need another piece to help it. So if let's say I play the first move, horse 2 plus 3, can I go for the Q? As you can see here, black has successfully defend himself by using the advisor, and there's no longer any chance for me to kill black, because if I move if I move red's horse 3 minus 4, knight 3 minus 4, go for a check over here. Basically, black will play advisor 5 plus 6 to block my horse from advancing anymore. So if black can delay the kill, that means red will lose for sure, because black only needs one more move to go for the kill. Alright, so this is the wrong first move. So what is red's chance of winning? So again, we always have to ask ourselves this question: why does the puzzle place the chariot at this position in the first place? Right? So if red can go for this move, that means you have already figured out how to kill black. Okay, let's see. So by sacrificing my chariot just now, I force black to take it using the king, because at the same time I'm producing two checks at the same time, meaning that I'm checking using my chariot and the cannon at the same time. So just now black cannot use the advisor to take it. The only solution is use the king to take it. However, once black's king move to the center, we will all realize that now red can use the help of the horse or the knight to go for a checkmate, because once I advance my knight to the third file, it's immediately a checkmate. Why? This is because when the cannon is checkmating this king, we will realize that the king can no longer retreat, because the horse or the knight is also aiming at this position. So it is a basic checkmate for red. All right. So make sure you understand how to use your knight with the help of a cannon to go for the basic kill. This is the most common killing move that every beginner must memorize and understand, of course. And let's go to level 5. All right, let's see what puzzle is this. Another interesting puzzle. So of course, the same scenario again. We will realize that black can easily use its chariot to go for a R1 plus 7 and go for a checkmate. Uh, there are also scenario when I see beginners when they start to do this recording in I mean when they write it on for the game record, they have difficulty calculating how many moves they need to move forward. So in XiangQi, if your chariot is at this bottom here, if you want to come all the way back here, it requires nine steps. So since black's chariot is over here, all right, by minus 2, 9 minus 2 is 7 because there's only 2 steps required to move black's chariot back here. So that's how we calculate 9 minus 2 is 7. So meaning that if the chariot here move all the way here, it will be 7. All right. So in order to ensure that I am giving the right answer, let's calculate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. We count out to 7 steps. So that means this is the easiest way for you to count how many moves you are moving forward or retreat. So now I would like to go for a checkmate. So how do I do that? My king can no longer move. I cannot come here, cannot come here, cannot move forward. I'm basically trapped. So for red to win, unlike international chess, the knight can just come here and go for a check because they do not see whether there's a blocker or not. But in XiangQi, if the knight come here is blocked by the chariot, there is no killing move for red. So how do I win? I will need to ask myself how do I remove the blocker, which is the chariot in this situation, so that I can go for a checkmate. And of course, I do not want to sacrifice my chariot for nothing. So I have to ensure that I have a proper killing move. So at first, I have to identify that my king is securing the center, meaning that black's king cannot move to the center, right? So in order for me to win this solve this puzzle, I need to sacrifice my chariot. Okay, as you can see, black can only take it using the advisor. It cannot use the king as my horse. My knight is aiming at this position. And now that I have successfully locked down the king, and you will realize that the king can no longer move up, cannot retreat, or cannot traverse. So now I can go for a checkmate. Easy, right? Okay. So guys, for each 5 levels of endgame, I will go and play a fast game. All right. Let's go for a fast game so that we don't get too bored. I mean, playing endgame can sometimes be very boring. That is why a lot of students they don't really enjoy playing puzzles, solving puzzles because of course this puzzle if it's easy they will like it perhaps, but when it's too difficult, when you need a lot of moves to go for the kill, they might not enjoy it as much. All right, so just now I was practicing the end game, and now I would like to go for a fast game. This is the 5 minutes, 10 minutes game, and of course I do not want to play that. Okay, I will play this challenging podium. So what does this arena provides? Is challenging a player whether you can uh, win 20 games continuously. Of course, if I remember correctly, if you win a few rounds straight, the system will allow you to go for a leap, meaning that you can leap up to 3 levels uh, immediately. And once you have finished challenging yourself in these 20 rounds against different opponents, you can join the arena tournament, which starts at 8 p.m. Beijing time every night. Okay, so normally we don't practice here. We only play for the level challenge, but it's alright. Let's try playing at the arena once in a while. Okay, guys. So now I'm playing as black. So the system will automatically pair you up with different opponents. Okay, he's using uh, the pawn opening, which is one of my favorite. And as you see here, we only have a game time of 10 minutes with no increment. So meaning that I have to play as fast as I can. And no doubt, fast game is more exciting, but do not play too much of it, or else you will not, you know, you wouldn't get to think or consider other solutions, and it's bad for beginners if you do not know how to slow down and manage your game time properly. This is my student's account. He's now at level 4. I will not play the level upgrade for him. That will be unfair, right? Because now I'm already at the level god. And if I'm playing on his behalf, it will be very unfair to his opponents. In the level advancing, there's 9 levels altogether. Oh, what is red? This is a bad move. He forgot all about his cannon, which is protected by his cannon in the first place. And yeah, he's not getting anything in return. That's a very bad move. And of course, I can advance my horse, or I can play horse 7 plus 8 to prevent black's rook from coming up. But I don't mind because now I have a lot of advantage. So if red play rook 1 to 2, oh, he didn't do that. Okay, let's advance my horse. I will make use of my current position to advance my horse. And wow, this guy is killing himself. And you see, he forgot all about where his cannon was at in the first place. Mm. Okay, let's take the center pawn first. Uh-huh. Let's place another cannon in the center. So now red is already down by 2 pieces, which is very serious. And it's not like red has any winning position. Oh my goodness. he is This guy doesn't seem to enjoy figuring out the right moves to win or to defend. It seems like he doesn't care. Hmm. So you see, I'm already at a checkmate position. Did you guys figure it out already? How does black go for kill? With the central cannon at this center, I am already locking down the bishop and also the advisor. So black can actually just move the knight to this position to go for a check, and the advisor cannot take it because my cannon is locking down both these pieces. And after the king come out, I just need to move my cannon to the 6th lane to go for the horse and cannon killing move. All right, so as you can see, I'm now advancing to round 2. Okay, let's see whether I get to play as a red. Okay, I do not. Okay, now my opponent is using the central cannon, and I will use the same direction cannon opening. Ah, so red is very greedy. He immediately take the center pawn. All right, this move is okay. This is a bad move. We normally do not uh, move our cannon to this position in order to protect the cannon. And as we can see here, red is wasting a lot of move, just moving both its cannons up to this mid game, and we wouldn't. It's not difficult for us to realize that red has not moved the chariot and the knight, and this is a very bad development for red. All right, so now I will fully utilize this advantage because black can easily. Oh, all right. I will just move out my chariot first, which is the most important piece in XiangQi, and I will advance my horse to capture the horse over here. So as we can see, uh, red currently have a lot of disadvantage. Mm-hmm. Okay, so all right, guys. So why do I move this cannon over here? Is because all right, he just ignored me again. I will go for the check because I can take the chariot. So just now is a discover check, and I am seriously in a very winning position. That is why I always tell some of my friends if each time when you play, you only focus on what moves you should make and you totally ignore what are the good moves that your opponent can play, then you will certainly lose. You see, is he doesn't even realize that my cannon can attack his central cannon. Hmm. This is a very bad habit of red. Sometimes I also ask myself why there are some players who do not improve much, although they play quite frequently. And you see, this is one of the reasons. They do not care whether I can kill him or not. Okay, so guys, as you can see here, the system has rewarded me to leap from round 2 to round 4. All right. Okay, so I will continue playing a few games first. And guys, each time I will record a gameplay of 30 minutes, so I wouldn't bore you. So guys, I'm now using the spring horse defense. Oh, he's playing P7 plus 1 to advance the horse. So since red did not play chariot 9 to 8, I will traverse my cannon so that it give way for black chariot to control the land over here, which is of course a good deal. Uh-huh. This move wasn't that effective. The reason for me to move my pawn forward is to prevent red from doing so. What is this about? Okay, this is one of the moves that many beginners will also make because they thought that by doing so, after moving the chariot out, red can control my chariot and the cannon, which of course it makes sense. However, since my cannon can move forward, the control of the chariot over my chariot and my cannon has been lessened. All right. So you guys have to understand this theory. And now he's lifting his. Oh, okay. Yeah, this move is quite okay. He can go for. If I did not make this move by ensuring that my chariot is protected by my cannon, if I did not make this move just now, red could have played chariot 9 to 2. So right now I will just wait for my opportunity, and let's see what red can play after this. I'm still wondering what plans he has. Oh, this move doesn't make sense. It definitely doesn't make sense. Okay, so I'll just lift up my chariot to this riverbank so that I can go for a trade of my pawn in order to allow my horse to move forward in the future. So red will basically play r9 to 6. Oh, I just realized that you guys couldn't see the game time. Okay, I'll just edit it. Sorry for that. Uh-huh. Okay, how about that? Now at least you can see my game time and also my opponent's game time. Mm-hmm. So nothing surprising right now. Okay, I'll just go for the trade and see whether red will play chariot 6 plus 3, waiting for me to take the pawn instead. If it takes, it will be more advantageous for me because my chariot at this lane is not doing much. But if I can traverse to the lane, the third lane, I can start attacking the horse and the elephant also. And of course, that will be very advantageous for me. All right, this is a move that is basically doing me a great favor. This is a very poor choice by red. Oh, and now he's playing defensive. Should I go for this? Let's try this first. Yeah, I can win an elephant in return. So I'm fully utilizing my cannon. Oh, and he's losing a piece. He's supposed to lower his advisor. He won't lose anything actually, but he will lose a elephant after the trade. And by these few moves, I have successfully earned a piece. So guys, when you meet your opponent using the central pawn to take the central cannon to take your cannon, right? Attack your center pawn, right? Make sure you lift up your advisor and your elephant so that you can go for a proper defense. Okay, and now I will start attacking and moving my horse forward. This is a very usual choices, and he's trying his best to defend. And of course, I will take the elephant. All right, should I just play rook 3 minus 4, or should I just advance my horse or knight? We have to be careful when we move our knight forward because we do not want it to be trapped. I think this is a better move because I can later on uh, use my cannon to chase away the chariot, then I can move my horse forward. And let's see whether red still wants to continue playing. Alright, he does. Okay. Right. Okay, this is a good solution by red because he is expecting me to go for a threat, then the horse can take it to reduce another piece to increase the difficulty of me winning. So I won't fall for the trap. I will instead move my horse forward to go for a check over here and to chase the king out. Oh, again, red is making a huge mistake. So I can now use my cannon to go for this winning move. So for red to solve this, he needs to sacrifice his chariot. Oh, he doesn't want to do that because it's quite meaningless. And guys, as you can see, I have already successfully advancing to level 6. Alright, let's play this white final game and I'm done. Alright, okay, I will use the pawns opening, which is my favorite. If you have been following my video, you will realize that this is the opening that I normally use. And guys, if you like my video, please remember to drop your likes and comment if you have questions, and of course subscribe to my channel so that the next time I upload this video, you will be the first to know. He's doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Okay, this is interesting. All right, so I will advance my pawn first because my cannon is aiming at the elephant. And I do hope that he wouldn't do what I'm doing right now because it's quite funny. All right, at least it's normal right here. Okay, so now his cannon is at this position. So maybe I just defend my elephant first by linking it. The bishop is well linked with each other, and later on, I can forward advance my horse all the way up. And with the help of the bishop, once my horse is, if I have moved my horse to the 7th land, it's actually protected by the cannon on the 3rd file. Uh-huh, alright, this is, alright, it makes sense. But it's helping me in a way since my intention is to advance my horse anyway. And leaving your elephant or bishop at a high ground is not a wise choice. Because this could be an attacking point for us. Should I go for a threat? Okay, why do I go for a threat? Is because black's left side is quite empty. So later on, I will try to go for using my chariot to come out from this land and start, you know, populating the right side with more pieces, and I can start attacking black. This is one of the very popular strategy. Oh, black just played R1+1 to protect the knight first. Okay. Yeah, it's up to you. But regardless that, I am still in a very huge advantage. Okay, this move doesn't make sense. And advancing your chariot to this land is one of the most powerful position that you can gain, because when your chariot is at this land, you can basically just capture all the pawns and leave your opponent quite defenseless. Alright, he's chasing my rook away, and I don't mind taking the pawn. So in order for us to advance the pawn, normally we have to capture your opponent's pawn first. So now I'm creating the possibility of my pawn going across in the future. And right now, what does black has in hand to counter my moves? Or maybe he can play elephant or bishop 7 - 9 to give way for the horse to advance, and he did not do that. Should I go for this? Yeah, this is looks good. All right, so I am now using my cannon and my knight to attack the horse here, and that is how I capture the cannon on the third land. So it's another huge mistake by black. What? You're going for a trade although you're in a losing position, and nah, I'm not interested. So each time if you have the opportunity to go for this type of, capturing the elephant and all what's not, yeah, why not, right? Go ahead. And now I'm ready for the trade. So first of all, red is winning by another cannon. I have two cannons, whereas my only have one, and he has only one defender left, which is the elephant. And black is now playing horse at +6 because he wants to go for a trade in the center, which is we will call that quite aggressive. So how do I prevent that from happening? All right. So now I'm counter attacking and I'm using his idea instead. So if he plays a p5 +1, I will just play horse at +6 to move my horse forward, right? And should I go for the check? Yeah, maybe I can move my cannon to this position first to go for a check. And usually my opponent will play king 4 to 5. Yep. And yeah, I don't mind to defend for a while. I like to link my advisor and my bishop properly. So as you can see, guys, the king is very well secured. So these are the few moves that I will recommend beginners especially. And the reason I move my cannon to this position is to prevent the horse from forwarding, from advancing, because I can go for a checkmate. That is why when the elephant is up here is actually a huge disadvantage for black. And if his knight cannot move forward, I will, or cannot move at all, I will later on move my knight forward. And he didn't realize that. Okay, and let's see, let all of us see what I'm about to do next. Yep, he can only retreat. And of course, I can move my horse forward here, but he can just block it back to the land. So I will move my cannon forward first, and at the same time aiming at the horse over here. And he made another mistake. So I can now take the horse if I want to, or I can even move my horse forward. So which one is better? Yeah. Yeah, either one will do. All right, and this is a checkmate. All right, guys. So that's all for my gameplay today. Hope you enjoy it. And if you would like to know when do I upload the next video, please feel free to subscribe to my channel and you'll be the first to know. All right. Thank you, guys. I'll see you guys again. Goodbye.